Good evening, everybody. So I decided that I was going to wash my hair tonight. So I was like, well, it's Friday night. I'm really not doing anything else. I wasn't really in the mood to get out. So I decided that I would use my henna that I received in my curl box. I'm no stranger to henna. I've actually been hennaing. That's hard to say. I've been using henna for a while. I've been natural since 2010. March 2010, so it's been a little over 2 years, and I've been hennaing at least over half of that period of time. I really like henna for the highlights that it gives you, but mostly for its conditioning properties. I shed a lot, so black tea rinses and henna have really helped. So you can purchase henna pretty much on Amazon.com, from Mahindi.com. That's usually where I used to get it from. Or if you have a local Indian store, they have henna, vodka oil. Sometimes people use an alma. They have all those things there, and it's not very expensive. But the cheaper brands of henna you buy, you have to be prepared that it's not going to be a clean processed henna. And I don't mean processed by chemical, I mean processed as far as filtering. You may have pieces of root or wooded parts in it. Usually when you buy this henna and henna I bought from Mahindi, has been really filtered, so you don't have any extra things. I'm looking at the camera right now. I know I look real crazy, but I've already since it's late taken the liberty of mixing my henna, which you have to in advance anyway, and parting my hair into 4 sections. This is usually what I do when I'm getting ready to henna my hair or deep condition. So inside the box you had your package of henna, and henna usually comes in something dark colored or like this where light won't penetrate through it, because the light from my understanding when I've done my research on it ages the plant, and it affects the conditioning properties and the coloring properties, because when you actually activate the henna with moisture is when actually the color comes out of the henna, the longer it sits actually. So since I've never used this brand of henna before, I wanted to go absolutely by the directions, so I wouldn't have any reason to dislike it or anything. I wanted to use it by its directions and not by what I've done in the past. So also inside you have some instructions that gave you tips. Traditionally, I mix my henna with tea and lemon juice. With this one, they said they recommend you use tea if you wanted a redder highlight, which I enjoy, or coffee if you want a browner highlight. So I was able to go ahead and use my tea. I usually just brew tea and let it cool down, because you don't want to apply any hot liquids to henna. It will cook it, and it loses its properties. And this one also came with a Reshma Henna oil, which when you read on the back it just says Reshma Henna oil. Is actually just olive oil. Now I've never put an oil in my henna before, because I've heard that it can affect it, but this is how this goes, so I'm going to follow the directions. So when you mix henna, you usually have to, like I said, let it sit. The henna I've used in the past, the longer you let it develop, the more color comes out. I usually mix my henna the night before when I'm about to go to bed, and then let it kind of develop overnight. This one said 1 to 3 hours. So right now my henna that I mixed, I've already pre-mixed it. It was a light darkish green powder that I mixed with my tea, my lemon juice. I took a half a lemon and squeezed it, fresh lemon juice. And not saying that fresh is so much better, that's what I had, so that's what I used. And it's getting a darker green, and the longer it sits, it starts to turn a little brown. A couple other things you'll need besides the plastic clips for your hair to keep it in place. You mix henna in a plastic bowl and with a plastic spatula or something. You don't want to use anything metal with the henna. I forgot why, but just don't do it. And you want it to be a creamy, a little thicker than pudding or a cake mix or something like that, because this stuff can get really messy, especially your first time if you don't know what you're doing. So if you can see, this is nice. Let me put this where y'all can see. Nice and creamy, but not runny. That's very, very important. You're going to need gloves because it's staining. It stains a lot. So make sure you wear gloves. And also make sure, some people like to use a shower cap while it's processing, because once you put henna in your hair, you can leave it. I've read on other hennas I've used, you can do like 8 hours. The longer, you know, after so many hours, you're no longer just conditioning. You're trying to get the highlight from it. this one says 1 to 3 hours, so I'm going to leave it about 2-3 hours and then rinse it out. This one also says after you rinse it out to shampoo and condition your hair. That's also different for me too. Usually I rinse and condition, not shampoo, but I'm going to follow directions. I'm going to shampoo and condition. So I'm actually going to go ahead and try my Dr. Miracle's conditioner that I received to see what I think about it. Sometimes his tingling thing kind of freaks me out. But anyway, you also want to have some cling wrap available. You can use a shower cap, but let me tell you about the shower cap. Everybody knows our body heat goes to our head, and when it gets to this, sometimes it'll start to get a little runny. So the cling wrap, I found that you can wrap this. I got this tip somewhere offline. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was Curly Nikki, but maybe it wasn't, because she's a henna head too. She loves henna. You wrap this, you kind of get a better seal than a shower cap. And then I put a shower cap on top, and then one of my, y'all know the turby, twisty, whatever, the heat helps henna develop. So I use that also. So I've already sectioned my hair, and you don't comb henna or anything through your hair. You pretty much just coat it through. You just coat it through. So I'm praying that these gloves that came with it, I know they won't be as good as my latex gloves, but they'll have to be today. So I'm just going to show you guys how to apply it to one section before I put it all over my head. Okay. And normally I'm a contact wearer, but I wear glasses when I get home to get my eyes a rest. But anytime I'm putting anything in my hair, I like to have my glasses on in case it's, you know, I can just wipe it off my glasses. I don't want anything trapped in my eyeball with no contact lenses in it. So I'm going to take this section over here and just kind of show y'all. So right now my hair is just kind of like stretched out and whatnot. It's not separated into any particular way. And see, my hair kind of has a reddish highlight. It kind of changes in the summer with the sun and stuff, but whatever. So I just take a little bit and I start to coat it on my hair. You see how that looks green? It's plant. Now, I have heard there are some hennas. This one does not have any chemicals in it. There are some hennas out there. Y'all have to be careful when you want to start using this stuff. If you want to do it the all natural way, or you want to do it the chemical way. Not saying one, see, I have something on. I'm not saying that the chemical way is wrong, because I know a lot of naturals do color their hair with chemicals. I'm just saying, if you're not somebody that wants to get chemicals in your hair, make sure you're looking at the fact that you're buying the right type of henna, because there is henna that has ammonia and peroxides in it, where you can get all varieties of color, which is why I had to make sure I read this carefully when I saw dark chocolate. It didn't say dark brown. Dark chocolate on this henna, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't one of those. But this isn't all natural henna. The reason why this one comes in shades is because of the different actual herbs and plants that's in it. So this should cause more of a dark chocolate effect to my hair. So see, it's very easy to coat it in. That's how it looks. And usually I just take it because it's so thick. Sometimes I'll put my clips back in, sometimes I won't. But if you don't put the clips back in, it's better for the cling wrap to stick to your head if you can just kind of roll your hair up in a nice little donut. See, like that. And when I'm off the camera, I'll actually get a little closer to my roots and everything. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go apply the rest of the henna, and I'll be right back in two. Well, probably not two, but I'll be back.